The third insight, a matter of energy. The best way I could describe the third insight is the Force, as taught to Luke by Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now to back that up, let me read this passage. This is basically a summary of the third insight. We now experience that we live not in a material universe, but in a universe of dynamic energy. Everything existent is a field of sacred energy that we can sense and intuit. Moreover, we humans can project our energy by focusing our attention in the desired direction. Where attention goes, energy flows, influencing other energy systems and increasing the pace of coincidences in our lives. Now, let's just take a look at what Yoda, probably his most defining description of the Force that he provided to Luke when training him in Dagobah.
For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. You must feel the Force around you. Here, between you, me, the tree, the rock, everywhere. Yes, even between the land and the ship.
What Celestine asks us to do is also what Yoda asked Luke to do.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Forgetting all that we know to be true when learning the ways of the Force it's almost impossible to do. We couldn't really do that in our human form after birth because we've learned about our environment and brought it in. But the act of removing all of your prejudices and all of your decisions and all of the things that you understood about life and accept in a new version, because it's probable and possible, most likely, that we've all been presented a limited perspective of reality, a limited worldview, a view that limits us. In fact, in The Matrix, when Morpheus is training Neo says,
"What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?"
Morpheus says, "No, Neo."
I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
So there's a recurring theme in The Matrix, in Star Wars, and somewhat in the Celestine prophecy where the main character has to learn new information, and he's receiving all of these new insights that unlock the mysteries of life to him. And he's having difficulty at first interpreting these things because he has his old locked worldview, this worldview that suggests that you've already figured it all out. And none of us have figured it all out. Not one single school of thought on planet Earth has it all figured out. No religion knows everything. All religions may profess that they know everything, but there are three fundamental questions to life that I have. And those questions are, where do we come from? What are we doing here? Where do we go when we die? Now, whether you're religious or agnostic or atheist, can you answer those three questions with your worldview? Where do we come from? What are we doing here? Where do we go when we die? The Celestine prophecy actually answers those three questions. Where do we come from? Well, we come from another dimension, and we come to Earth to bring our Earth vision to this dimension and to co-create. That life is for creation, and we're here to bring our birth vision to this dimension. What are we doing here? Well, I just answered that. We are here to bring our birth vision to this dimension. So this suggests that we chose our lives in another dimension, and that we are now here bringing that mission to reality. An easy way to see the energy would be to go outside and look at the sky and take your two fingers, hold them up at the sky, and see if you could see the energy between your fingers. And when you do that, you could definitely feel, if you put your fingers close enough together, you could feel like this little static energy that is like emanating from your fingers. It's like this little static energy. There's no denying that you could feel that, even if your fingers aren't touching. Like I'm holding them like this right now, and they feel like I could feel this little static tingly feeling in both my fingers as they get close to each other. I don't know what that is. Maybe a doctor or a scientist could explain that, but this is certainly a phenomenon. You put your fingers close enough together, you could feel them close to each other. And they're saying that you could see like an energy aura field, and I've seen some things like that, but it's not obvious enough for me to put a stamp on it and say, all right, you can definitely see the aura. And to understand the third insight, it's basically the Force from Star Wars as taught to Luke by Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's also the film What the Bleep Do We Know? If you haven't seen What the Bleep Do We Know, go ahead and see it. And obviously, if you haven't seen The Matrix, you gotta see The Matrix. So, Star Wars trilogy, the original, The Matrix, and What the Bleep Do We Know describe the contents of the third insight spectacularly. Tune in next time when we discuss the fourth insight.